one on the right
left.
is Laura.
Okay.
That's
one.
Chris.
Shoot
That's
him.
Chris. Shoot him.
Shoot him.
I'm trying to.
Oh.
No. I tried to shoot him.
Oh.
I tried to shoot him.
You missed!
Did I miss?
It's either we missed
Yeah,
or
you
we
missed.
I tried to
She was
shoot him.
slow, and that's Laura then. And Travis then.
Oh my god, it's
Oh my
a bloodbath.
gosh.
Oh my god.
I thought I hit him.
The tarot card said, "Let them tear themselves apart."
No, he was going for it. So
I thought, oh jeez. That
So
was
at this
so
point-
wrong. I
So at
tried
this
to
point-
shoot him.
So backing up. So at this point, Hark, since you did decide, would you want to try the death rewind then?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you all think?
Because you
Because
did
I
one.
did
I think
try
we
to
were
shoot
trying
him.
to.
I was
Yeah.
trying to.
God.
It's up to you, really.
Let's
'cause
try. Let's.
Oh,
We're ahead for the.
yeah.
We're along for the ride. So.
Sure.
Oh, we can try.
Welcome back, my
We can try.
friend. I'm so glad.
We can only
you're
do it
back,
3 times, right?
Especially now that more vermin have been stamped
Oh
out.
no!
How
I just
dare
did
you.
it. Oh no!
But
Actually,
there's still time.
Hark,
I
I
was
just
trying
did.
to shoot.
I just did a Google of it because I was trying to see how to do the mechanic.
What more has been found?
Hold
You
on.
can't-
Hold on.
Hold on.
Shall we take a look?
Hold on.
Death. Death takes many forms. It could mean change, transition, transformation, often interpreted as a beacon for the hopeful. In your case, it means, well, it just means death.
Thanks.
Okay,
Wow.
girl. Okay, girl.
I think we got it.
It's
sun.
turning into a meme there.
The vitality of a new day.
Oh,
There's still
man.
time to wake up to the warmth of a night survived. Your choices, your actions, your very life hangs in the balance. It's up to you to find your path in the darkness and see the sun rise once again. Judgment. Judgment Day is upon us. That's what you'd expect from this card, isn't it? Though perhaps in this case, it's simpler than that. Perhaps one's own judgment, a snap decision to make, can save them from their own personal day of reckoning. Every step matters, every decision tipping the balance, one way or the other. Take your time, think, and maybe survive. The Hierophant. Where did you find this?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Where did you
Oh,
find it?
damn.
This shouldn't be here. He's been through enough pain.
I think I know what I'm picking.
No. My poor boy. You see what that did
Oh.
to us?
Oh,
Whoa.
she's showing it to
Oh,
us
we get to
anyway.
see
Whoa.
it anyway.
For free.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this is going. We're going to figure out what exactly.
I will tell you right now, I don't think so because right now, with what just happened, everybody who knows about the White Wolf is dead. Travis is dead.
Mm.
Laura is dead. No one knows about Silas anymore.
That's true. That's a
Been
good
seeing
point.
the hag a couple
And,
times.
Wait,
unfortunately,
I think-
Mark, I have bad news.
Yeah.
It's over.
Unless you've purchased the deluxe edition of the game.
Oh my
Which
god.
I did.
Okay, thank God. 'Cause I was gonna say otherwise, Death Rewinds would only be open
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, I did.
So that means you would have access to. Okay, so
Yeah.
So I just think I'm a little delayed
6
from
years ago.
everyone.
6 years. Finally.
Yeah, so I just got there.
What have they done?
Ooh, interesting.
What have they done?
And why? It's the why.
I
Mm-hmm.
think we'll learn. Wait, are we playing as her?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know why? We found the Hierophant. I don't know that we were supposed to find that one.
Well, we did find it.
Well, we did.
Well, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is
She didn't want us to.
She freaked out.
Silas, my boy.
So that's Silas.
So the white wolf is already dead?
No, but if he's a werewolf, he'd have hyper healing.
So maybe the white wolf werewolf is somebody else. Maybe it's her. Maybe she's the werewolf.
Yeah.
She did say she cursed them.
So maybe she's
They
the
brought
one.
their curse upon them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, damn. So kabow. See ya.
You better turn around.
Oh no. Go straight to it. And quick. See ya. Oh my gosh.
What?
What?
Oh,
I didn't get anything.
Reflexes, Grandma.
Oh. That was a dodge action there.
It was a
There was a
dodge.
dodge? I didn't get anything.
Oh, that's weird. Is it just me?
no,
I got it.
too.
I got a
Everyone else
dodge.
got it.
I got it.
Oh, she does something here to bring it, like to create it.
Oh, maybe.
That's the sheriff. That's not Silas.
Oh,
that's the sheriff.
that's the sheriff.
Ah.
That's not her son. That was the sheriff that got burned.
So Silas is still out there.
So Silas is still alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why she now hates the Hacketts.
And here comes the curse.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah. Blood magic.
Oh, blood magic.
Wait, no.
She's protecting herself
From
because
Silas.
Oh, damn.
Clever Grandma.
Because she knows Silas is still out there.
Mm-hmm. So she's gonna
Mommy's
go
coming, Silas.
That's
Oh.
right.
Mommy's
Yeah.
coming, Silas! Silas! Silas!
And then she.
that's interesting. The cards falling from the sky.
Right, those are how the tarot cards got
Wow.
scattered everywhere.
So she didn't want us to find blood.
Tower.
Tower. Is all the ones we found or what? I don't know.
Maybe. The tower in particular was the one that.
Yeah, why did it
highlighted.
highlight?
I don't know why
Yeah.
that one. So do we not actually get to see another vision then? Because
Let's see.
maybe if we never found the Hierophant card, then she would have given us another vision.
Possibly.
Maybe.
But maybe this is like.
No,
oh,
no. My poor boy. You see what they did to us? How they hurt us. He's out there still, all alone. Each full moon they hunt him, armed with silver, trying to put an end to a curse they inflicted upon themselves when they set my show ablaze 6 years ago. Stupid children. Little Silas. My little white wolf. He must be protected. You must not follow this path. Do you understand? Remember how I've helped you all this time.
sorry, your boy did a lot of bad things.
Remember how much I've done for you.
Did you though? Did you though?
So normally, the death rewind system would be locked until you at least played the game once. But if you have the deluxe edition, you get access to that
Okay,
right
okay.
away.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah. 85% of the pack decided to run from Jedediah. 14% of the pack wanted to attack Jedediah. 100% of the pack accepted Laura's bite. 71% of the pack used the crane's horn to draw the werewolf's attention, versus 28% to slam the car. Okay. Wow, what a chapter. Let's address. I think it makes sense to address the Ryan situation first, because that's probably the thing that's the freshest on our minds.
Yeah.
So we do have the ability to rewind, like to do the death rewind. So without me saying anything, how do you all feel about that as an option?
So what happened? Because there's the Judgment Day card sticks out to me, as in like let them tear themselves apart.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, minus Laura, who went for whoever, it was Hackett versus Hackett
Right.
that
However,
was
we
tearing each other apart.
So maybe if he hadn't shot the gun, are you thinking that?
Oh, if I didn't shoot?
I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm just a theory.
Oh, that's because now that you
That's-
mention that,
that's-
Hales, and like, what if you didn't shoot the gun? Then they would have just gone after each other.
Well,
And not, that's interesting.
Here's what I'm
Oh.
thinking, but here's what I'm noticing though, is that how it looked like it played out to me was Hark was thinking it over. He waited, the prompt was there, and then he pulled the trigger. But as he was pulling the trigger, the werewolf was already moving towards him and up over the
Missed.
table.
Yeah, your shot missed.
So,
I think.
so I think what happened is, and I'm sorry, Hales, I don't think they were going to attack just the saw. If your bullet doesn't shoot, he is just blood anything around him.
Mhm.
So
Right.
anyway,
So
I mean,
yeah.
already from that discussion alone, you guys already can kind of see where I stand on the whole Death Rewind situation, because I know Hark was trying to make one decision, and was unfortunately made too late.
The problem what I was having is that I didn't realize that I pushed the wrong button. Because I pushed my confirm button, and you're supposed to push like
The B
R1
button
or
or
R2.
something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I didn't realize that I pushed. It's like, wait, no, it didn't fire. And then, but I also probably didn't aim properly anyway. So even if I did fire it, it probably wouldn't have hit him until I aimed it.
So I guess
But-
I guess my closing statement is that whereas with Abby's death, that was a choice that we made conscientiously,
Right.
and those are the consequences. With Ryan, Laura, Travis's, with all their deaths at one, that was not an instance where we made that decision conscientiously. It was a just simple mistake
Yeah.
while you were trying to make the decision you wanted to make. That's my
Yeah.
I say
thought
we
in it anyway.
do the rewind because you knew what you wanted to do and you were going to do it. It was just the timing wasn't right.
That's
you
how I
act-
feel too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Rewind.
here's my thinking.
Okay.
As I said, even if I pushed the correct button, I didn't aim properly. So it was a mistake, but I feel like I eventually found the button and I pushed it, but my mistake was I didn't aim properly. And if I didn't aim properly, then I feel like that death was legitimate. You know, because it wasn't a choice based, it was just skill based, and like if I didn't have the skill to aim properly, then Ryan
But
just
I
died
think
legitimately.
you have the skill though. I think
it was aimed on him. It just your aim was off. Your reticle didn't move. Your aim was off because it took too long because of that split second mistake, and he was already moving to attack.
Yeah.
I think
That's what
it
I
was
saw
meant
in
to
it.
be hard though.
It
Yeah.
could
Oh
be.
yeah.
It's like a final moment. I think it was meant to be hard.
Yeah.
But they did go for each other first, if you
Oh, yeah, no.
noticed.
Yes, because that's who he was seeing. Sorry.
Did
go ahead,
anyone
Mark.
else? Did anyone else who hasn't weighed in about the rewind want to weigh in, like Shay or
I'm
Kiwi?
good with whatever the majority vote is yet. I get what you're saying, Hark. I'm kind of with you, but at the same time, I mean, I didn't see anything moving at all. Like I didn't see you moving the gun. Like the screen just froze for me, and then the things got bashed in. So I thought that was just a mess up. But
Mhm.
How about you, Kiwi?
I think I'm going to go with the majority as well.
Okay. How about you, Emily?
I said rewind. Yeah.
So here's my feeling. I actually vote keep going and not rewind. And the reason I say that is because I feel like if I'm replaying this game, it'll be a lot more dramatically different if I replay with having two people dead instead of having Abby dead so far. So for me, it would be more interesting to just see how things would continue without Ryan for the rest of the
But our
story.
ship.
I know.
And I'm still concerned if we'll miss out on doing anything but Silas, since again, everyone who knows about his existence is dead.
Yeah.
So that would probably remain unresolved.
All the more reason why I'm curious
Yeah.
about that consequence. I'm really curious what
Okay.
would happen if nobody knew about Silas. Like, how would
Okay.
that, honestly?
But
I'm on the
remember,
boat of keep going because that shit was epic. I mean, that was epic. Everyone
Yeah.
went
That's
out
crazy.
like fast. Like,
okay, so that
It was
was
crazy.
That
Yeah,
was
no
chapter
time to
9.
stomach it. Everything happens at once.
Bloodshed is what I wanted. Sorry.
If it was
I said keep going.
if it was a situation where, like, I
For a
did
second.
aim properly,
Yeah.
but I didn't hit the correct button, then yeah, I would have probably argued a little bit more to
Which I think
rewind.
Yeah.
But I didn't even move the stick. I didn't move at all.
Right, no.
I thought I was just gonna hit. I was just shooting because at least I thought that it was aimed right at him without me
It
moving
was.
anything, so I didn't bother moving it. Oh, it was?
It
Like, all I
was.
did
You were centered on it. The only thing that I'm noting. I'm sorry
Oh,
if I'm coming
that I-
across this like
that I
apprehensive
did
with
it the
this.
last minute. Yeah.
I think it was a split second too. I think I really
Too late.
really do think the only mistake that was made was you
I picked the
pressed
wrong
the
button.
wrong button.
Right.
And had you
Yeah.
pressed the right button, that would have been it.
Yeah.
That's my thought on it though.
But I can.
But
It looked off to me.
without without the Hacketts there to, like, we still have all this evidence.
But Chris is still there because
If right,
Mhm.
but
Chris kind of killed everyone in that room.
when he wakes up.
but
the
yeah,
next
but we
day.
still have the evidence. But also without Travis there, who's gonna enforce the order of silence on the podcast? You
I'm
know
with
what I mean?
Caitlin.
Like in
There's
the
always
story
next
of the
year.
world, so there
There's
could
always
be like
next year.
there still could be a chance that like other people survive and then the podcast hears about it and investigation blows it wide open.
I'm
More
perfectly.
deaths.
I'm more than happy to save the quote unquote best ending for my replay and have this one be the not so great, but at least I get to see what would have happened if I didn't do X, Y, and Z. So my feeling is to keep going. So Kiwi and Shay, you have
No,
to
I
keep
guess
going,
I guess
keep
I
going.
understand your point. So let's keep going.
Okay.
So I think the
43.
majority
All
is keep going. All right.
That is-
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Personally.
Majority vote, I'm
I
good.
mean, with the
But
with
we
the
did
cost
we
the
just
game has, I'm definitely gonna replay it on my own.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
It's
It
replay.
gives us
Oh,
all
yeah.
a reason,
all a reason to replay
it.
it.
So
I'll
it's not
admit-
just Hark, right?
well,
Like we
just
all
remember
play the game, we
too,
own it.
like
So
we did really well on QTEs. If you play by yourself and you make a failure, it changes your end game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll admit
So-
right now that I'm probably not going to play this game again after this, only because I'd have to rewatch all the, at least in the early game, I'd have to
Yeah.
rewatch all the cutscenes I'd seen previously, unless there's a way to skip them and just get right to the choices.
You
Anyway,
could do movie mode.
I could. I
and
guess
not
I could.
have to do anything. Just watch what
I can see what that's like.
So-
I don't know. Just as it stands, this is how I'm vicariously experiencing this game, and I'll be done with it.
Movie mode means
Uh,
you can choose everybody dies, you can choose
Oh.
everybody live, and you literally just
Oh.
you don't
No.
actually play, you just watch it.
perfect.
As a movie.
So
That's
we just
exactly my
finished
experience.
we just finished chapter 9 though, so we don't want to
This would be where we stop then.
this be where we stop then, because we want Sam here for the last
Yeah.
chapter.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's 10:28.
The third version of movie mode is really cool because you actually can set every single character's like behavior, like having them more friendly versus more antagonistic, having
Oh
them
my
more
gosh.
clumsy versus
awesome.
like
That's awesome.
right. So I think that's really neat, and so you can sort of tweak all these variables and just see how it played out, which I think is a really cool
Yeah.
feature.
Cool.
But there isn't any actual gameplay. Go ahead.
I appreciated how Dylan was like finally able to be a badass. Like that was
Yes.
pretty cool.
That was
Because I
very
was
good.
like,
Yes.
get a weapon, do something, and he finally found something, which was great.
Yeah.
Had
I'm
a
happy
car
with
and a train.
Goddamn
He
pain.
grab her.
Caitlin
He
and
lit it
Dylan's
up.
scene definitely was my favorite. Definitely was hands on my
I-
favorite.
I feel so bad for Travis.
I know.
I do too. I don't know if there was a way to save him. I'm not sure if there was a way to save.
The only way I
I
could see
know.
it is that again. The only way I
You
could
got
see it is
to-
if we
Yeah,
shot
you
Chris
kill-
and then
you gotta Chris.
Laura wouldn't have. I don't know. There's a lot.
Or
He
if
had,
Travis-
he had a silver. He had the mirror piece was silver, so he would have taken a swing at one and would have
Yeah.
been done. And
If
then
Chris
the
got
gunshot would have scared
thrown-
one, maybe, because the gunshot would have been silver, so one of them would have survived, right?
I'm wondering if Laura, if Travis hadn't been standing where he was, if Laura hitting Chris into the mirror would have broken the silver into him, and it's a silver mirror, and you need silver to defeat a werewolf.
Yeah, we still
You know
don't
what I'm
know if
saying?
he would have survived or not when you first shoot him.
I will say right
we
now.
still don't know
though-
how different that scene would have been.
I will say right now, though, I'm very interested on how Chapter 10 is going to play out because think about it. What's effectively going to happen is Max will still be a werewolf, so we likely aren't going to control him. That'll just leave Caitlin and Dylan.
And
Emma.
And Emma and
And Emma.
Jacob. They're still there.
And Jacob.
Yeah.
And Jacob, yes.
Yeah.
Did Jacob manage to get out?
Yes, he was
Yeah.
running
We
out.
got him out of the cage,
We told
but-
him to
He's
go
in
topside.
danger,
Okay.
girl. He's out there
Right.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
We
Out
have
there
4.
naked and afraid.
It's
So-
just I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, since chapter 10 is like where all the paths converge.
Mhm.
Since we just lost a good number of people all at once, I'm very curious how long chapter 10 will actually end up
Mhm.
being.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if it will show us at the end, like, which cards that we missed. Because we're missing. I thought we missed one in the cabin, like in the lodge when they had all met up to try to help Nick.
Yeah, if it's anything like the other
And then
Dark
the
Anthology
other
pictures,
two.
it would be rather replaying the game and finding these yourself. Because they don't actually show you these visions unless you find the cards.
No, yeah, I know, but
Or
with
the
my
totems or
yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna do it, but part of me just wants to look up like the 22 main arcana and see which ones are missing from our list.
I mean, you can. You
Mhm.
can.
But,
I know
like-
it's the moon is one. Yeah.
And we missed strength or we missed
We miss strength.
something in the
Yeah.
mess hall when we went in.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if there was one more in the prologue in chapter 1 that we missed when we were walking around.
I think there was another one that we totally had no clue where it was, because there was that one time where she was like, "Where's you didn't bring me anything," and that was, I don't think that was the strength one. I think that was just something we totally missed. and
Oh,
didn't
for a
see.
chapter, yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
didn't.
Yeah, I think that was during Nick and Abby's walk in
Probably.
the forest.
We probably missed that one.
Too
So here-
engrossed in the hugs.
So I'm thinking that let's assume Ryan actually survived. I'm thinking that the last chapter you're going to have to make a decision, and it's essentially, do you sympathize more with the Hacketts or you sympathize more with the fortune teller and like Silas? Because she's trying to make a plead for her side. You can also make a plead for the Hackett side. I think that's basically it, is choosing which one you're going to kill. You're going to kill Chris or you're going to kill Silas.
Can
I think
you
is the
imagine
choice.
though, like,
Mhm.
if I think Ryan is having a major dissonance in his brain, that like he listens to these spooky podcasts that talk about the supernatural, and his brain just literally, like, it cannot grasp what he's surviving. Like,
Yeah,
he's
I have
still
a problem
trying
with
to
that
use
personally,
logic. Like, you know what I mean? So I think at the end of this, it's like,
Well, he found out.
Well,
He
that was
found
what he
out.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
sure
did
did.
that.
Fucked around.
He did, but if it comes down to that choice and whichever one he chooses,
Yeah.
And let's be clear, like he did get bit, so his face did get bashed in, but he could heal it. Like we could
Going
find
to be a
something
lot of
out.
work, but
Well,
sure.
Emma
Maybe
got
limitations to that.
It's a whole day left for
she
healing.
healed her whole eye
Yeah.
that she cut out.
Yeah, but his skull's been
I know his soul's
Like,
bashed up.
I
I don't
know,
know
what-
left of his brain right
Brain
now.
werewolf
destroyed.
healing works.
The fortune teller did explicitly say another person got stamped out. So she did actually say that. So I think that does mean that Ryan's gone.
So you have to at
R.I.P.,
least
Ryan.
somewhat turn in order. Yeah, that's yeah. When does the healing kick in?
Yeah.
Within the hour, I think, because didn't Laura say I only have an hour, and then it was like, psych, my eyes are yellow. My eyes, not my eye.
Mm-hmm.
So
Even then, I don't think that was long enough because he was still favoring his
Limping
side.
and weak
Yeah.
and
I'm
stuff.
leaving.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards the White Wolf only because that would blow this whole thing wide open. Yeah, really suck for Chris to come back and have to explain
everyone
all
dead.
these dead bodies to the FBI. I don't know the CIA.
I mean, the sheriff said.
So, are you in favor of killing Silas over Chris then? Is that what you're saying, Hales? Or the other way
I
around?
think so, because
Okay.
I don't know that, like, it's not...
Well, we still don't know where the White Wolf is, though. So
I'm sure that's a Chapter 10 thing.
We don't.
I'm sure.
Well, the
We'll see.
cages by the prologue woods.
yeah, but there wasn't any.
Bringing it back around. Yeah. Just gonna close
So
the
we
loop.
might go back to the prologue woods.
Yeah,
That's true.
possibly, because it wouldn't let us explore over that bridge when we were first there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if it'll be like a little loop.
Since they don't have cars, because we kind of crashed, even though they could have just picked up the little thingy inside of the. But I'm guessing what they're gonna try to do is go to the road and hope they can hitchhike, because at this point there isn't. They did say like it's an hour walk to the road, and even more,
Mhm.
even
3
longer,
after that.
3 after that to get to anywhere. So they're gonna have to try and find
Mhm.
something if they
Mhm.
can't get the car going.
Mm-hmm.
And who's
Yeah.
gonna come out this way though?
They gotta hope they can find something. Otherwise,
A
they're
trucker,
just stuck
maybe,
in the
just
woods.
like in a Resi Evil, or not Resi Evil, Silent Hill. Just
Yeah.
like the poor trucker comes through the area on just a shortcut.
Because, yeah, at the very least, things are okay right now, but Dylan is still missing an arm, and it probably hasn't been sewn
Hand.
Mhm.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah,
has.
that
Like, it's
head-
just. It's
that
still
hand's
bleeding,
done.
so. Yeah, it's still bleeding, so
Right.
we don't have all the time in the world.
Ryan can't bite him anymore. That's so sad. So sad.
The hand is
So,
done.
so really quickly, let's go around. If you were to pick between shooting Chris versus shooting Silas, which one would you pick?
Yeah.
I'm just curious if anyone else.
Shooting
Hale's
Chris
already made it.
is-
Question
You know-
one:
Yes.
can I choose both?
Yeah, sure.
Because
You
I'd
can
say
choose
both. I
You want to
I
do
would-
both.
In
Okay.
my perfect world, which is not. I understand. Sorry, I would just want no werewolves. Just
Okay.
kill
But if
Chris
you
because he's the immediate threat, and then kill Silas maybe, and hopefully end it once and for all, because that would be
Wait.
the big one.
You could still save Chris if you shoot Silas.
Shoot
you can
Silas,
still
Not
save
if he's-
Chris.
But we
I'm-
know where Chris is. We don't
I'm-
know where Silas is.
I'm definitely going to keep it to myself because I don't want to ruin it
Yeah.
as well for anyone else. But I'm definitely after this session going to look up what happens if you don't shoot at all.
Okay.
Because I know our
Right.
argument has been made
Fair
on
enough.
what if we miss or what if we just don't
Fair
fire a
enough.
gun. I'm very curious to see what happens if no one pulled the
That's
trigger.
fine.
But I'll
Oh,
keep it to
yeah.
myself.
Just keep it to yourself. Keep it to
Yes.
yourself. Who else wants to share whether they would, or at this moment? You can change your mind later. Chris? Somebody said Chris?
Yeah, I feel
Was
bad about the whole Silas one because I mean we
You feel
don't
bad?
know yet exactly. Like
Mhm.
he's called a dog boy, but was it a werewolf? Like I mean, yeah, we hear the
Mm.
howling, so maybe. But is that a red herring? I mean, I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know what.
we don't
You know
know.
what I mean, Yeah.
I would say we shoot Chris because we actually know, we have concrete evidence of where he is. We know where Chris is.
Makes
so
sense.
it's like, let's start with that and see what happens
Yeah.
afterward.
Shoot, Chris. I have
Yeah.
no sympathy for the guy. Keeping
Yeah.
this going for a real long
he could have
time.
stopped this.
He could have
Yeah.
stopped it. Yeah.
You could have, just not made a camp in
Yeah.
an area full of werewolves.
Yeah, there's a lot of things he could have done differently. So bye, Chris.
What about you, Alex?
I say shoot Chris.
You say so, Chris.
I
Okay.
felt really bad for honestly at the end. I felt really bad for Travis, like
Yeah.
because I think Travis was trying to really do the right thing, and
Yeah.
that family was just crazy.
Yeah.
I think the grandmother or the mom misinterpreted who he was trying to use the bullets for. Like, I think Travis was trying to find Silas. And
Yeah.
that's why he silenced the podcast, because he didn't want amateur whoever's to get caught up in it.
Yeah.
So he's like, if I can just gag order this podcast, I can prevent people from being here who shouldn't.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, not everyone in the family was a werewolf. So how does the curse really work?
Don't know. Like I think Shay, you said we don't know some of the details as to how it actually happened. Like, she keeps saying like they did this to me, but it's like, how did the fire actually start? You know what I mean? Like, how did this actually start?
I'm curious. So at that point, I'm curious. How would you? I wonder how we could learn more about that information. Maybe if we find another tarot card, or we
The moon, maybe,
or maybe you find all
Maybe
the
find the
evidence in the
moon.
game. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
The
really
only thing we had that it was possibly arson, but why would they do that? Again, like, what's the point of like, lighting this whole place up?
I think
Right.
the point would be if, well, I guess
She kept saying the kids, right? So it looks like it
Hackett.
was like a Kayla,
Teens
like
or something. Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
wondering though if the
There was an
previous
accident.
sheriff was
Yeah.
also a Hackett.
Yeah, and she blamed the
Yeah.
Hacketts because
Why
was the
would
sheriff
you-
there to investigate the fire or maybe stop it?
Right.
Like the sheriff died, like burned in the fire as well.
Well,
maybe
yeah,
it's a
Like why blame the
misunderstanding.
Hacketts? You know?
But if if the Hacketts are trying to get people strategically based in town to hide their family secret, it only makes sense to kill the sheriff.
No, because it
sheriff's
would have happened
not-
that the sheriff died and then it started, right? Or
But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, if the sheriff is not a Hackett and he is not cooperating with them, it would make sense to stage an arson when he's there to kill him, and then they put their son in his position. But it wouldn't make sense for him to have died if he was a Hackett, because he would have been in on it from the first place. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Chris is a Hackett, he runs the camp, and before he died, Travis was a Hackett and he was the police. So it's like, I don't know.
Still a lot of
I don't
information we're
know, 'cause
missing.
the mom-
because
Yeah, we
it's-
The
Yeah.
mom
Have
was
all the
like,
info.
you just got your position because a guy died. Like, so it was
Yeah.
like,
I don't. There, like we're all saying, like there's information that we're missing, and I don't
Mhm.
know if we're gonna get it or not.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what chapter 10 is about, is to like rank us or something. I don't know.
Did everybody share if they were going to shoot Silas versus Chris versus both? Did everybody share that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I also, my gut was feeling shooting Chris, not because of the reasons that you all gave, but because I intend on shooting Silas on my replay.
Gotcha.
That's really the only reason. Because I want to do one here and then do the opposite in the other one, is my guess. But it feels like if everybody wants to shoot Chris, then I'm fine with that during this playthrough and see what happens to shoot the other one.
Yeah.
So.
Because
Okay.
with Chris, you only get Max back, but only Max.
Yeah.
Because everyone else.
Well, we don't know.
we don't know. That's the
We
thing.
don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. That's sort of why I'm cool if my better ending is my replay ending.
Yeah. It's like because did Chris then bite his children, and then his children bit the
Yeah.
hikers and the reporter. So you take out Chris, you end everything anyways, and then it's just the white wolf. But maybe the
Chris could have been the second.
hag takes care of the white wolf kid, and it's done.
There's a lot. There's a
Or
lot to
if it's a
consider
blood
with it.
curse. That's really interesting.
I don't. Wait, where are you getting the blood curse from?
When
That it could
when
be a curse, like yeah. But she
but-
goes after the white wolf, right? Like I still feel like a mix there. It's like, is it mysticism behind that? Like, was
Yeah, I
it
wish
a
we could learn
curse,
more-
or was it he's literally the dog boy as a werewolf?
I
I
that,
think
I mean,
so.
if they're the ones who
Yeah.
started the fire, then
I mean-
they're the ones who freed Silas.
The
Then the curse
werewolf.
brought upon them
Oh, yeah, okay.
themselves means that it's their
They
fault.
they
The
caused
Silas
the-
bit them.
That was the
I
curse.
mean, when you
that
put it
brought
like that,
upon
that does
themselves.
make me curious if we would
Yeah.
if we would have ever learned how Silas became Patient Zero.
Mhm,
That is true as well.
mhm.
If we didn't find the Hierophant.
yeah.
Yeah, no, well, in the sense
no,
of like,
even before that, like what
Even
caused
before
what
that.
Yeah,
caused the
I'm
dog
very-
boy?
Yeah.
like because I definitely see Dog Boy as the catalyst for everything going on in the quarry. I'm just very curious as if we would ever learn
How this started.
where did this all
How
like,
where it came
began?
from.
Was he
I
just
think-
born a werewolf? Was he like
The good
And why
question.
keep bringing up the 1930s? Like that part throws me
Mhm.
off, right?
right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
What
it's
is
like
it about
the-
the 1930s?
Was the carnival in the 1930s, but it wasn't. It was
Mhm.
6 years ago. So that was a
Yeah.
bit of a swingaroo
But
there.
who's
Hmm.
Ian then?
still
That is true.
yeah.
We
see
don't
that
know who
card.
Ian is yet.
A lot.
Yeah.
Chapter 10 is just like a
Oh my!
rollback.
Chapter 10 is gonna have so much
Chapter 10,
information.
The
maybe?
reveals.
Info
The
dump.
reveals.
I think it'll be based on our evidence and the cards that we have found.
Yeah, that's true.
Go backwards and
The more we
retell
found,
the
the more
story.
information we get.
Maybe.
It's definitely counting your achievements that you're unlocking when you play
Yeah.
it. So